guys, welcome back. I apologize in advance. My dogs are moving around a lot. I'm doing this video a little bit later than I normally do, and they're ready for me to go to bed. So today we have a plant that let me think real quick. So it's ficus umbalata. It was really tall, and then it went through a drought period because your girl forgot to water it per what we've been doing on this channel. So what I'm gonna be doing is taking this out, checking the roots. The soil's I don't have any pests or anything, thankfully, right now, because I feel like most of my stuff died back far enough that all the pests died with them, or at least that's what I'm hoping. So I'm taking, it's got some dry bits on it, so I'm just taking them off. Not that it matters. I'm probably going to end up damaging this leaf doing it, but I can't just leave it alone. So what I'm going to do is see if the parts that I cut back actually took root. I'm just going to put it back in the same, so it's all together in one pot. And then I might need a bigger pot, actually. Please hold. I'll just get a couple sizes. That way we've got them, and it'll be good to go. So I got these nice clear pots. I really like these, especially for something like this, so I can see the roots in it as it grows. I'm just looking through my menagerie of pots to see if I can't find something that'll work to put the nursery pot in. If anything, we'll just put it in a smaller pot. It is what it is. Work with what you got. I'm just cleaning off the tag because I reuse these. And I'm gonna put R&W for repot and watered, which it's crunchy, it's dry, so we can water it. No, I always forget what the date is. We'll just, close enough, it'll work. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because I know that these don't have any pests on them, I'll just reuse the soil. It's good soil, it's stuff I mixed up myself. Ooh. So I'm gonna mix it in some soil that I already have, and I pulled a root off of it. 0 out of 10. We'll recommend to friends and family. Okay, so we'll talk about that part in a minute. Not a plant fail. Something doesn't go wrong in the video. Also, apologies for, I don't know what I'm apologizing for. Never mind. Brain fart. So I'm just trying to break these roots up just a little bit so I can kind of see what I'm working with and see if there's any dead roots in there. Because if there are, I have my little chuck it bucket down here that I'll throw the bits into to kind of try to keep it contained, because I don't want my dogs getting in it. So cleaning this off, I'm probably not gonna clean it all the way. It looks pretty good. They look pretty healthy for it. Have been neglected since I chopped it, but there's new growth on it, so that's a good thing. That's what we like to see. So, and the nice thing, the thing that I really like about plants is you can take them to the brink of death, and then you give them just a little bit of love, and they come back. Granted, this leaf looks like it's a monstera leaf, but it's not. It's a ficus umbalata. Looks like that because in my household, plants get one of two choices of water in their environments. They can have the water in their soil, or they can have the water in their air, but they can't have both. This one I feel like would probably prefer to have a little humidity, so maybe one day I'll get around and either refill my humidifiers and actually turn them on, or give this just a little tray of water underneath its catch pot so it gets some humidity from the water evaporating. I don't know if that works or not, but I've heard conflicting reports. Never tried it. It's just another step that I would have to take care of, and I already don't take care of my plants, so why would I add more stress to it? So same thing with this one. I'm just cleaning the roots off. You guys probably really can't see this. Sorry, I don't claim to be great at making videos. I just do it for fun. And to hear myself talk, because I feel like everybody loves the sound of their own voice, so why not? Ooh, this one has some really good, so it's got these little white roots starting on it. It's got some really good main roots, so I'm not going to break this up too much more. So what I'm going to do is try to finagle these so they're kind of just like hugging. And we're just going to stick them down in this pot. I don't try to do anything too pretty, because then there's no room for disappointment. But I would like these, I would like the leaves to go the same way. That's just my OCD. I just want the leaves going the same way. Oh, of course. Like that. See how they're both going that way. So, okay. So we'll pot this up and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do with these bits, because they're very much a fail. Just preemptively let you know. Not that you would expect anything less if you're watching this video. So, boop, there goes my tag. Okay, bye. Didn't need you anyways. Okay. So I just like to fill it up. And then, where's my skewer stick? Okay. And then I kind of just poke. Sir, you're being very loud. Lay down. Good boy. It's my elder dog. He just wants to be near me. So I just like poke it around. The thing about these clear pots that I really like is they're obviously see-through. So I can move the dirt around by the roots, so I'm not compacting it, but I'm getting it tight enough to where it's not, I don't know, it's snug, and I just knocked a leaf off of it. I've been too vigorous. Okay, so that I don't think will do anything, and now it's leaking sap. Stress level is 1,000. Okay. So we're gonna slow down and try to do this a little bit more carefully so I don't knock all these leaves off that I spent the last, I don't even know how long trying to get it to regrow. Thank you for doing a good job, plant. It does honestly look really nice. Other than this one leaf, I'm not really sure what happened and why it looks like that. I'm guessing it's humidity. My luck is probably just a sign of the next apocalypse getting ready to happen. But you know, we're gonna try to stay positive. Same thing, I'm just gonna kind of try to get this dirt packed down in here without, makes my wrists hurt to shake it like that. And then when I'm smacking it like this, I feel like I'm just disturbing the harmony of the whole plant, but we do what we can. So I'm just gonna pack this down in here. There's still some little air pockets in there, but I'm sure when I water it, it'll help with that. So I kind of try to position the main two towards the back, because then when I would like set them on my shelf, my shelf's actually over there, but it's a similar setup to this. So when I set it on there, I can set the tall parts towards the back of the shelf. And then I put just a little bit more dirt in here. ADHD's hard. So, see, and the soil looks fine. I just mixed in the stuff that was in those pots in here. Saves me a trip out to my barn trying to mix up my own soil again, because that's just time consuming and has zero therapeutic value for me. So, okay. Put these in like this, pack it down just a little bit. Tap off my scissors because who can be bothered to clean them off? Okay, so on this, I'll cut back here and show you guys. So I was hoping when I originally took the cuttings, so like the cuttings were actually like, the whole plant was like, you guys can't see. It was like the whole plant, and it was just too tall and didn't have any leaves on it. So I cut it back to here. And I was hoping sticking it in the soil, it would root, but I'm assuming because I didn't do it at a node. Sorry, I was looking at it. Since I didn't do it at a node, it's very dried out and like hollow, like kind of like a straw. So what I'm gonna do is feel on here, and it's hollow like all the way up to this node. So I'm gonna cut it back at this node right here and see, and I don't think that's any good. I think I'm gonna have to go up farther. So see how it's brown right here? And then there's a node here. So I'm gonna try and cut like in between those two and see, there we go. See how it's like white there? So it's, in my mind, that's alive in there. So I'm not gonna put these in this pot tonight. I will let them dry out on the ends, because that might have been the problem, honestly. I might have gotten ahead of myself and just stuck them in the pot after I cut them, and that's why they've gotten like this, where it's dried out and then it's kind of like, I'm assuming that's rot going on in there, or it's just drying out. So this one I'm gonna cut all the way back to probably just below that node and go above it if I have to. I just want to try to save as much of it as I can, and that'll work. And this ficus umbalata is part of like your fiddle, or ficus lyrata, however you say it, the Lyrata, that kind of family. So they produce this sap, and it's not great for you. It's not great for your pets. My dogs don't mess with my plants, so I'm not too worried about just leaving this on my kitchen table and letting it dry out overnight. Yeah, and then I might actually, we might continue this video tomorrow and I'll show you what I plan on trying with this. I might let them dry out and get some perlite or some sphagnum moss to put, and then I have these smaller pots, like this size. It's quite a bit smaller than this one. It's like a 3-inch pot maybe, but put some sphagnum moss in it and get these in there and keep it wet and see if they'll root, since it's at a node now. I don't know if I need to like score those open. I don't know. I'm gonna leave these set. They're not weeping too terribly much. They're not like oozing an abundance of sap like normally happens anytime I cut one of these plants, and then it gets everywhere. So, okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm literally, this is gonna take, I know this isn't gonna fit and it's probably gonna drive a million people crazy. I'm just gonna set it in here just so I have something to catch the water. I'm gonna give it a really good watering, like through the water. It doesn't sit on the bottom of the pot, so I'm not worried about it soaking up any extra, but maybe it'll give it the humidity that it desires. Small wins, friends, that's what we're here for. And I know I've said in a previous video, I kind of just count. That's a general rule of thumb I use when I'm going through all of my plants and watering. When it's something like this, I give it enough to where it's then peeing out the bottom. And then I'm gonna make some more people scream. I'll just leave it set and I'll check it, because I have too many pots of dirt in my house to be going through each one and doing this and then emptying out the water. Different story if it's touching the bottom. I might be inclined to go empty it out faster, but these roots are really good. It's new soil, well, new-ish soil to it. And lost my train of thought. Yeah, watered. Oh, clean it off. I gotta clean it off. These bits, the hollow straws, I guess you could use them if you want to drink your coffee in the morning. I'm just gonna throw them in my chuck-it bucket. And then I have my glove here. I need some cleaner spray on it. There we go. And I just spray my glove. You guys cannot see me. I promise I will try to do better in the future, guys. Just all around failures. It's okay. And then I'm just gonna, oh gosh. Okay, I can't move my camera, otherwise it's gonna fall over. Don't want that. So I'm just gonna go through each leaf and just give it a gentle rubbing. It knocks, okay, it was just a dead piece, that's fine. That can fall off, we don't need that. It's just a flaky, a sheath, I think is what they're called. I call them flakies, but we don't use actual planty terms generally. So I'll just clean these off. I'm being really gentle with them because some of these I might not even clean the one that has holes in it just because it's still fairly new and I don't want to damage it anymore. So I'll kind of show you while it just makes it nice and shiny, and it helps keep any pests that may find their way into my home off of these plants, and it just helps them take in more light and hopefully grow those roots that they've started. And if someone continues to water them regularly like a good plant parent would, hopefully this will turn into the big beautiful plants that I see online. And if not, she's still a pretty cool little girl. We're still happy with her. This leaf is also really thin. It makes me really nervous. This one, I'm pointing and you guys can't see. This leaf and this leaf were not bad to clean off, but if it's like the one that I was picking the dry stuff off in the beginning, see how she's still like folded up? I don't want to mess with her too much because I don't want to mess her up because she's doing a good job. And the more I interfere, see, I was going to go pick this dry piece off. This dry piece right here. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. We're just going to put her on a shelf. We're going to call her good for the night. And then I guess tomorrow I'll show you guys what I do with the cuttings unless I find something more interesting for myself, and we'll go from there. So yeah. So, and now I've got dirt under my fingernail. Gross. Okay. All right. Have the day it's worth. Okay, thanks, bye.